Well, many of you know Vinnie Penn as the movie guy from right here on News 8 or from maybe his 30 years in Connecticut radio. But today we are getting a look at another side of his career with his latest book, A Tale of Two Talk Show Hosts. He also has a special event happening next week at RJ Julia in Madison. Vinnie, happy to have you here on the couch. Congratulations.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So the book is out now. Tell us more about it.
It came out this week. It's set in 1997, well, maybe the end of 1996, when you were one.
I was one. Good
thereabouts.
job. Yes, I was.
I pay attention. I love you. And you know, there's so many things in it for locally, but for people who are nostalgic for the 90s music, KC 101, it's all about KC 101, which not a lot of people know how many big names passed through KC 101. The guy who is now president of iHeartRadio did a stint.
Wow.
Kid Kelly did a stint. I think the guy who invented MTV passed through, and then Glenn Beck passed through. KC 101 is a heritage station with if those walls could talk.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, the walls aren't talking, you are now.
That's what I was going to say. So I decided to do it for them.
Yeah, well, seems like there's a lot of history there. So history buffs will enjoy this.
Yes.
Music lovers, I'm sure, they'll
Absolutely.
learn a bit about that.
We had Bon Jovi performed live there in that studio. John Mayer, Lenny Kravitz, a lot of name dropping 90s bands and actors and whatnot. But there's also nods to, like, Fox and Park was in there, Pepe's was in there, Eric Hummel, Hummel's Hot Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So the locals will love it too.
I think that's great. Now let's talk about Glenn Beck. So you did work with him for a few years. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, well, it was really interesting because much like I think you and I were talking about prior to this interview, you know, I didn't listen to radio growing up. I was a cassette kid of the 80s. I was popping in my cassettes, listening to quality rock and roll. I didn't know morning radio existed. I didn't know these guys were in there putting on shows and sketches and creating characters and Thagaria, which is a KC 101 bit, before even my time, dear. So don't worry about that.
I'm glad I'm not missing out.
So I was writing a column for the New Haven Register. You get asked on to, like, talk about a column. We clicked, had a lot of laughs. I became a regular, and I started looking around, and I thought, this is a very cool world. The biggest artists in music are coming in here. He was at a crossroads in his career. He had been doing top 40 radio for a dozen years by then and was kind of done with it, had an eye on talk, but I fell in love with it right away and started writing crazy sketches. And we were both really personally and professionally at a crossroads. But it was a beautiful crossroads for 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. He sounds like an interesting guy. You're an interesting guy. Sounds like a great...
I like to think so.
You are. It sounds like a great read. And let's mention RJ Julia. You're going to be there on Wednesday.
That's bucket list. I've been wanting to do...
Huge.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a book signing at RJ Julia my whole life. This is my fourth or fifth book. I never got there before, but I did for this one. So Wednesday night, 6:30, you can RSVP by going to their website or just show on up. You could have the book, you could buy it there.
Awesome. And I know the book is dedicated to your son.
It is my man who's a star here now himself.
Yes, he's
been. And who knows, maybe my next book will be the WTNH tell-all.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that's the next one.
Leave me out of it.
Oh, the Gill chapter.
Uh-oh. Okay, so before we go to break, just tell us quickly where we can get your book.
It's bookstores everywhere, Barnes & Noble. It's already at RJ Julia, and of course, Amazon to make life easier for everyone. But it is at bookstores everywhere and performing quite well in the few days since it's been out. Yeah.
Good for you, Vinnie Penn. All right. Anywhere books are sold, you heard him. If you guys would like to see Vinnie again, that is June 10th at RJ Julia in Madison. And Vinnie, you'll be back after this quick break with a look at what's happening at the movies this weekend. Stick with us. We'll be right back.